Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro, and today we're taking a look at the full moon in Cancer. That is January 17th, 2022. That full moon occurs at 6:48 p.m. Eastern Time at 27 degrees 51 minutes of Cancer. So let's take a look at what I've written up for the forecast. Full moon in Cancer, Monday, January 17, stirs up nostalgic feelings for a simpler and kinder time, or can make you aware of the sacrifices you have been making on the altar of success, which are keeping you from enjoying your home, family, or leisure time, as the moon opposes the sun conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, forms a trine to Neptune in Pisces, and a quincunx aspect to Mars in Sagittarius. The North Node at 0 degrees of Gemini, sextile to the Moon, and trine to Pluto conjunct the Sun in Capricorn, begs the question, do you want to be doing what you are doing forever, or do you long to do something else? Putting work before pleasure can have future rewards, for example, working overtime to save for a large purchase or dream trip. But if you are not being adequately compensated and other areas of your life are suffering, it may be time to rethink commitments and long-term goals. While Mars in Sagittarius is square to Neptune, regrets, excuses, blame, victimhood, and procrastination are the shadows you must wrestle. But Venus retrograde in Capricorn trine to Uranus in Taurus, as well as Mercury retrograde conjunct Saturn in Aquarius square to Uranus and sextile to Chiron in Aries, helps you to take responsibility for past decisions or behavior, as well as change your thinking and focus now. With both Mercury and Venus retrograde during a full moon, which rules the fourth house of home, family, and psychological foundations, you may derive emotional comfort and support from your family, or if you were deprived of adequate nurturing as a child, this full moon may help you heal that wound as you create family connections of your own choosing with kindred souls. Time spent eating, resting, socializing, and playing is just as valuable and important as time spent working. I caught a typo in there. Anyway, let's take a look at what's going on with the planets and how they look up there in the sky right now. We've got the time of 6:48 p.m., but if I were to bump it up to during the daytime hours earlier in the day, this trine that is fading here between the moon and Neptune is stronger. So you're going to feel that trine much more strongly over the course of daytime hours, and then as you go into the evening, that moon-Neptune trine, which can bring some idealism, poignancy, that will begin to fade. Definitely that opposition there is going to be what you feel most strongly, and the full moon emotional intensity is exacerbated by Pluto because Pluto will intensify anything that it's involved with. It basically magnifies things and makes things more extreme. In Capricorn, it can lend that tone of seriousness. It is a planet of control, power, upheaval, crisis, transformation, death. And basically, in Capricorn, you may be looking at your old structures or the habits, the patterns. You may also be looking at authority figures or any situation where you've been giving away your own power and control, or where you've been feeling that you are possibly locked into a situation for the long haul, and if you are no longer feeling like that is a mutually supportive thing and you are not getting what you need for your overall, mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health, then the moon in the sign of Cancer really does bring out the lack, or where you don't have enough of something. If you are not receiving proper support on any level, it's going to be felt very strongly today, and it may be that you yourself are responsible for that. Maybe you have to step into some of your own power and decide what is best for you, and then take the appropriate actions to nurture yourself better. And if you've been allowing other people to have greater control over you, and you are not doing anything to put that into balance, that full moon may make you aware of that. We've also got this quincunx going on with Mars in Sagittarius, and there's a lot of adventure rolled up into this Mars here. The desire to expand, to travel, to try new things, to make new friends, to basically take risks and chances and get out there in the world and look for something higher or better is what Mars in Sagittarius would be calling you to do. And this may be a reminder for you on the emotional level, if you've not been playing enough, if you've not been enjoying some recreation or having some joy in your life, having that sense of excitement that comes from discovering something new, whether it's going to a new place or meeting new people or studying something different. This may be tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, what are you doing to enjoy life? Where's the sense of adventure? Where is the play? And you may want to get back in touch with friends or schedule activities into your day that are going to give you that sense of life is fun, life is good, life is worth living, rather than some of the doom and gloom of all the Capricorn energy going on at the present time. We do have that square going on with Neptune, and that's where we have all the blame game and pity party and, oh, I can never do that, I can never have that, that can't be me, or oh, it's that other person's fault, or this is the shadow that you're dealing with. And there can be some sadness that comes up when Mars makes a square to Neptune, no matter what signs are involved. We have the fiery energy of Mars, the watery energy there of Neptune, and that can result in the frustration, the tears. If you are feeling unhappiness, then this is a call to action to do things that make you happy. And perhaps while both Venus and Mercury are going through retrogrades, you can consider what things in the past did make you happy. What gave you a sense of excitement for life? And how long has it been since you've done any of those things? Did you put those hobbies or activities or friendships on a shelf and get too busy with work? If so, it's time to start playing again and having some fun. And make the time. Really, it's your choice how you spend the hours of your day. And if you're not happy with how you're spending all those hours, then you have to carve out some time for your own happiness. And Chiron in Aries would definitely be making you aware of that in a very logical way. Aries is an assertive fire sign that's very self-aware. It says, I am. And this sextile here with Mercury and Saturn in Aquarius would make you aware of things on a very logical level as you contemplate the future and you look at things that might need some change, some fixing. We have change energy associated with Aquarius as well as Uranus. And while we have Uranus and Taurus making this trine to Venus, retrograde in Capricorn, this can also help you to stand up for yourself or be firmly stubborn, dig in your heels and know what's right for you. And then have the strength to follow through on whatever it is that you want to change, how you want to feel differently, or the plans that you might make that are going to produce changes in your future, even if you can't launch a lot of new beginnings right now, as well as you might like to while we're under retrogrades. You can still be working on the plans and doing things in stages, small steps. Here we've got good support going on to the North Node in Gemini, and in another day or two it goes into Taurus. And here we are at the very last energy of this mutable air sign, which is dualistic in nature, very curious, looks at alternatives, other options. Should I do this? Should I do that? And that might be some of the questioning that goes on right now. And this can be very important in terms of your fate, destiny, karmic lessons. It's important that you choose wisely for your own emotional health and what makes you happy, because if you do not take care of yourself, or you're not true to yourself, then you're also not who you really are, which in a way cheats the other people around you. If they are not having the authentic you, or you in your fullness emotionally, then you are withholding from them, and you're not being the person that would benefit them the most, and your relationships can suffer on all levels. So take a look at your emotional health at this full moon in particular, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, and we've got the moon in Cancer right now, and that fourth house of home, family, psychological foundations. On the material level, it can be very much about your family members, about people you treat like family, about the house you live in, where you are in life on the material level. But it is also your foundational beliefs, particularly how they were formed when you were a child by watching family dynamics, watching your parents, watching other people's families, and the view of life that you have because of that, what you believe as your core foundation. And that may be something for you to closely examine now and decide whether those are outdated, whether they work, are they effective? Is it helping you by having that point of view, by having that belief? Or is it something that requires some rethinking with Mercury retrograde conjunct Saturn, and some transformation and stepping into your own power, recognizing your own desires and goals in life? So spend some time in the fields. Don't be afraid of being in the fields right now, because it's good. And it may be quite cathartic, because we've got that opposition there to the Sun and Pluto can definitely bring up things that are hidden underneath. It does rule Scorpio, and Scorpio is associated with the 8th house, where we are dealing with things that can be in our the stuff we hide, the subconscious, the stuff that's going on deep inside us. Boundaries as well can come up while we have that Scorpio-Pluto energy going on with the Sun. And maybe you have to establish stronger boundaries in terms of who you are emotionally close with, or who you allow to affect you emotionally. Anyway, that's it for what's going on in the sky. I am not going to pull up the Sabian symbol. I read through it, and it's in its original form, which I like to use mainly, is not any updated or modern versions, but it's not politically correct. So I'm going to pass on it because of some of the words and terminology in it that I don't feel are appropriate for now. And even though I didn't write them, I still don't want to, perpetuate them. So anyway, the bottom line on the keynote of the Sabian symbol was to be in harmony with the forces of nature. And we definitely have, earth and water predominating right now, with the full moon and the sun in water and earth in Cancer and Capricorn. And of course, you can always benefit from being in harmony with nature. So take care and stay safe at this full moon. If you've gotten snowed in, enjoy some comfort food and time spent at home. And I'll see you in 2 weeks when we're looking at a new moon on February 1st in the sign of Aquarius. Take care.